Good morning, everyone. The name of my team is MEMR. MEMR stands for Minimum Effort Maximum Results. The idea here is to expose GCS correlation ID all the way up to shipping or foundation layer. What is correlation ID? Correlation ID is a unique ID on the GCS side that maps to the unique transaction on the partner application. For every single request we make from Centro application using address verification services, package services, rating services, shipment label, reprint, refund, scan form, manifest, and registration services, we have a corresponding unique ID on the GCS side, and this ID comes back in GCS response header to the integration layer. You can see this in the picture. This picture, you can see the shipping UI here, UI layer, and from here we make the request to shipping or foundation services that goes through integration to GCS, from GCS to carrier, and here is the carrier response and here is the GCS response. This is where you can see the correlation ID in the response header. So I am asking to expose this correlation ID all the way up to shipping and foundation layer so that we can even see this ID in the shipping UI response. Now, what are the benefits of exposing this correlation ID up to shipping layer and foundation layer? Number one, GCS requires correlation ID to troubleshoot the issues reported by Centro team. Since the correlation ID is not exposed to shipping layer level or foundation layer at this point, it is very time consuming for a Centro team to find out the correlation ID for each and every issue, either from the logs or from running the integration services locally. Number two, we can include this correlation ID in our daily production transaction report along with the original transaction ID that the Centro team receives every day. This will help troubleshoot the production issues, especially the refunds related issues. Number three, when we run our shipping services API automation, we can create a file with test case description and correlation ID corresponding to the test cases as shown below. So here I can create, we can create the output like this, like for this mail class, for this package ID, and for this particular special service, this is the correlation ID. In this way, if test cases fail, we can just copy this test file output and create GCS defects right away without going through any logs or running the integration services locally. This will definitely speed up the troubleshooting process if you find any issues. This will also help speed up the certification process, where we are supposed to submit the certification test results with the corresponding correlation ID to view the carrier request and responses. So we already I worked with Vlad on this one. He already merged his changes on shipping and integration layer. I can show you how this works, but these are the two items that are left. Number one, this change needs to go to foundation layer also, as our address verification services still stay in the foundation. Number two, exception right now is not coming back with the correlation ID, which also should come back. So except this, everything is done. I can give you a quick demo. So here is my postman request where I'm pointing to the dev, and I made a call for a particular shipping label and combination. So now I don't get the correlation ID here because I'm pointing to dev. I'm also running the changes locally, the integration and shipping changes locally. So if I just point it to my local server and run this, I should be able to see the correlation ID. Right here. So this is the correlation ID. So for every single request that we submit, we should be able to see the correlation ID in our services response. This will definitely help our process go faster. And also, like I said before, I can even include this in our automation with a very simple change. So what I did here, I'm just running one single test case. All I'm doing is After we get the response, I'm just sending the test case description along with the correlation ID to the file. So on the fly, it's going to create a file and it's going to send the test case description and the correlation ID to the file. So after I ran this, if you look at this file that it created, GCS correlation ID, we should be able to see the test case. The test case is NDA-AM LTR INS. For this combination, this is the correlation ID. I'm sorry. So for this combination, here is the correlation ID. So if the test case fails and if it comes back with the correlation ID, we should be just able to grab this test case combination and put it in as a defect to the GCS. So it doesn't require any further work from Centro team going to the logs or searching the logs for the correlation ID. This will make our life easy. Thank you.